We spend so much of our lives planning for the future, right? We set up financial wills to pass on our money and our house. But what about the stuff that actually defines us, the real wealth of a life well lived? Today, we're diving into the Legacy Project, a plan for securing your emotional wealth and making sure it lasts for generations. This really gets to the heart of it. It's a hidden vulnerability that so many families face. We meticulously plan for our financial wills, but what about that unwritten will? The collection of lessons, the stories of resilience, the core values that shaped who you are, all of that is so often left completely to chance. Well, this is about changing that. It's about taking one intentional step to preserve the very essence of who you are. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about this idea of the unwritten will. Then we'll explore why stories are currency. After that, we're going to lay out a simple, gentle plan to get you started, show you why this is really an act of self-care, and then wrap up with your first intentional step. Let's get into it. So, first things first, why does this matter right now? Well, as time goes on, memories can fade, and the stories that literally knit a family together can get lost. And this is so much more than just nostalgia. It's about identity. The stories of where your family came from, their struggles, their values, that's the foundation future generations are going to build their own lives on. Losing them? Well, it's a genuine, irreversible loss. And this all points to a really fundamental human need. If you're a bit older, you've probably felt this pull yourself. This natural urge to share what you've learned, to guide the younger folks, to leave something meaningful behind. There's a name for that. Psychologists call it generativity. And it isn't vanity, not at all. It's a vital, healthy part of life. The Legacy Project, it gives that powerful urge both a purpose and a structure. Now, what we're talking about here goes way beyond just casual reminiscing. It's an intentional process, a life review. When you actively organize your history, you're not just looking back. You're engaging your mind in a way that reinforces your sense of purpose and can actually strengthen your memory. Think of it like a workout for your brain that also happens to strengthen your soul. And that brings us to the most crucial point. Without a conscious plan, all of that incredible value, your wisdom, your identity, your very essence is just vulnerable. It's left to chance. Maybe it comes up in a stray comment at a family dinner, or maybe someone thinks to ask the right question before it's too late, but maybe not. We would never be that casual with our financial assets, right? So why are we with the assets that are, by any measure, completely irreplaceable? Okay, so if the problem is the risk of losing that unwritten will, then the solution requires a whole new way of thinking. We need to start seeing our stories not just as memories, but as the incredibly valuable assets they truly are. Let this sink in. Stories are the currency of legacy. Think about it. How are wisdom and family values actually passed down? It's not through a bank statement, right? It's through stories. Your stories are the vehicle for transferring your emotional wealth. They're the very thing that builds connection, identity, and resilience for the next generation. And here's the thing. As you do this, you're not just giving a gift to others, you're giving a massive one to yourself. Looking back and making sense of your life's journey, the triumphs, the challenges, it leads to what psychologists call ego integrity. It's this profound feeling of peace and wholeness. It is the deep emotional payoff of a life that's been thoughtfully examined. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, but where do I even start? The key is to focus on quality, not quantity. Think about these high-value stories. What are the key life lessons you learned? What about the challenges you overcame? Those aren't stories of failure, they're masterclasses in resilience. What are your core family values and where did they come from? Tell that story. Think about your hardest choices, your defining relationships. These are the stories that carry the most currency. And please, remember this. This is not some selfless chore. It is a deeply rewarding act of self-care. Every single story you write down reinforces your own self-worth. It reminds you of your own strength and your totally unique journey. And the peace of mind that comes from securing this legacy, that's a benefit you get to experience right now. Okay, so we get the why. Now let's get super practical and talk about the how. Look, the biggest thing that stops people from starting a project like this is the feeling that it's this monumental task. But it absolutely doesn't have to be. The key is a simple, gentle plan. This right here is a key strategic choice.
Our first instinct is usually to start at the beginning. I was born in. But trust me, a chronological structure can feel so daunting. It's a huge cognitive load. A much better approach is a thematic one. Just pick a theme, like my work ethic or lessons I learned about love. It's simpler, it's more meaningful, and it lowers the pressure, letting you focus on just one area at a time. It's a total game changer. So here it is, 4 easy, actionable steps. First, just think about your audience and format. Who is this for? How will you capture it? Second, use that thematic structure we just talked about. Third, and this one is critical, schedule consistent short sessions. And fourth, try what's called an intergenerational review. Just share a story with a family member. You'll be amazed how their questions can spark more memories and make the whole thing feel alive and collaborative. And please, forget trying to write a memoir in a single weekend. That's a recipe for burnout. Instead, embrace the daily drip model. The goal here is consistency, not intensity. Just 30 minutes once a week. Put it on your calendar like any other important appointment. This small, steady habit is what leads to incredible progress over time. And don't let technology, or a lack of it, be a barrier. Seriously, a handwritten journal is timeless. A photo album where you write the story behind each picture, incredibly powerful. You can just use the voice memo app on your phone and talk. You could write a series of letters, or ask a grandchild to record a video interview with you. The perfect format is simply the one you will actually use. All right, let's shift the focus inward for a second. We've talked a lot about what this project does for your family, but let's take a moment to really appreciate what it does for you. This is all about your own personal enrichment and well-being, starting today.
This isn't an obligation, it's the ultimate act of self-care. When you engage with your memories, you are actively exercising your brain. And when you articulate a challenge you overcame or a lesson you learned, you are reinforcing your own self-worth. You're reminding yourself of a life that was filled with purpose, resilience, and so much value. You see, by starting this project, you're making a conscious, powerful choice. You are moving from just passively hoping you'll be remembered to taking an active role as the curator of your own legacy. You're choosing to be defined not just by what you owned, but for what you knew, what you stood for, and what you contributed. And the payoff in the long run? It's immense. This process helps build cognitive reserve. That's your brain's resilience against age-related changes. It reinforces to you and everyone around you the irreplaceable value of your wisdom. It creates a tangible connection for your family forever. And maybe most importantly of all, it provides a truly profound sense of peace of mind.
Okay, we've covered the why, the what, and the how. We get the stakes and we know the rewards. So now, let's bring it all home. This last part is all about turning good intentions into your very first simple, concrete step.
If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. The Legacy Project secures your emotional wealth for your family, and in doing so, it reinforces your own sense of purpose and peace of mind. It's a win-win of the highest order. So I want you to take just a second and consider this question. What is the one theme you could start with this week? Don't think about the whole project, just one thing. Maybe it's the story of how you met your spouse, or a lesson you learned from your very first job, or the best piece of advice your father ever gave you. Just pick one. And here is the challenge. Take that one theme you just thought of. Pull out your calendar right now if you can, and schedule your first 30-minute session for sometime this week. That's it. That's the first step. By putting it on the calendar, you make it real. You replace that vague fear with active preservation. As we close, just remember this. The most valuable thing you own is not in a bank. It is the story of your life, an asset that is priceless, yet so easily lost without intention. The key insight here is that you don't have to write a perfect chronological book. You just need to use that thematic structure and consistent, short sessions to make the project feel manageable and meaningful. By preserving your stories, you are not just looking backward. You are providing a roadmap for the future. You ensure that your legacy of wisdom endures, and in doing so, you give yourself the profound and lasting gift of peace of mind. This isn't about ending a story. It's about making sure it's truly just the beginning.